Congratulations, guys. How much did you need that after Monday night and to get a win on the road as well? Because they've not come easy for United this season.
Yeah, we've not found it easy away from home this season. Obviously a very difficult result in the last game, so we know we needed to bounce back, and that's what we spoke about before the game. I thought we showed good character to come back, obviously, after the 1-0 down first half. So yeah, it was about reacting in the change room second half, and I thought we did that really good. We come out and we were at it.
Joshua, your first Premier League goal in almost a year, and you absolutely thumped it in as well. How much of a relief was it to see that go in?
Yeah, great feeling. You know, it's always a good feeling to score, but most importantly, just got us back into the game, and yeah, this guy scored in a pretty good goal as well after. So yeah, it was all about 3 points today, and just very happy that we got him. So very important.
The manager has spoken about the pressure of playing for Manchester United. How much have you felt that in that period of time without a goal?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you have to perform. So if you don't score for a long time, it could get to you. But I'm surrounded by great players, great people, and you know, we help each other every day. So they made it quite easy for me. And yeah, today is just a reward, I think, for you know, patience, hard work, you know, trying to be consistent, and I'm just thankful to them, manager as well, staff, everyone. So. Yeah, good environment.
Mason, I know you're desperate to play more and to stay fit. How are you feeling this season?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, the win obviously was massive today, but also for me to play the full game. I can't remember, I haven't done that in a while, so I've been feeling really, really good recently. No problem. So yeah, I'm enjoying my football, and when you have days like this in front of the fans like this, so it makes it all worth it.
Well done, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Ruben, the perfect response to Monday night. How did you turn that game around?
I think we have more intensity in the second half. We play better in the second half, and the opponent too in the second half was more tired. So is everything connected? But again, the small things, the way that Josh controls the ball in the second half was different. The way we defend second balls was different. So these small details will make the difference, and then the talent in front. We scored 2.
Both of the goals coming from set pieces today. Is that something you've been working more on, because you've now got the joint most in the Premier League along with Arsenal?
Yeah, it's so important in our league because it's hard to play against every opponent, and you can sense by throw-ins, free kicks, corner kicks, to score a goal, to open the game, to give more confidence to the team. So if you look at Premier League, if you don't work on set pieces, you are losing the game already.
It's been almost a year since Zirkzee's last Premier League goal. What can that now do for his confidence?
It's so important for a striker to score goals. He's not playing many minutes, but the way he responds in the second half is really important. It's more important than just the goal. Again, the small details, to win one first ball, for us to win the second ball, the connection, that is so important for our game, and the goal is really important for the team and for him.
We saw Bruno Fernandes feeling his hamstring towards the end of the game. You can't afford to lose him for any matches, can you?
No, it was a kick. I was shouting at him because he needs to earn. We make a substitution in the end. He needs to talk to the bench, but he said it was like just a kick, so everything is okay.
How important is it now to back this win up today with another one at home against West Ham next?
It's important to win every game, and again today was once again the proof that if you play the same way, but you increase the way we fight for every ball in the small details, the certainty on the pass, the movements. If we work on that in the different pace, we can beat anyone. So let's try to show that in the next game.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oliver, commiserations. How did you see that game, and how did your team let the lead slip away?
Yeah, tough defeat. When you lose the game with 2 set plays, yeah, it makes it tough. So 3 of the last 4 goals we conceded from set plays, 3 free kicks. Yeah, we were not sharp enough, and also especially the second goal was terrible. I watched it back. It took us too long to get into the formation, and then also I think 3 players from the wall just run out. I don't know why we are doing this, but we did. And then we that's why we lost the game at the end. I have seen us, especially in the first half, better than Man United. In the second half, of course, when you concede then two quick goals, then we could see that the energy level is not top after the tight schedule we have. But again, it feels not really deserved. It hurts. Of course, we know we should have done better in a few moments, but at the end, we have to accept it.
Crystal Palace haven't won any of their Premier League games after Thursday night matches in Europe. How can you address that? Because you said yourself it felt like the energy levels sort of slipped in the second half.
I think that's what we missed in summer, definitely, and I never talked about it until now. But everything that happens was pretty clear, and if you play the first time in your club's history European football, I think the right answer is invest and not save, and we saved, and that's what we are facing now. It's the players, this group of players giving everything every single day, but I think this group of players didn't get the right support, and but I know we will stick together. We will work hard to get this, to change this. We're still in very good positions, but again, I think this is what the chance to play even a better season we threw away in summer.
One of your key players, Ismail Assar, had to come off injured in the match with the African Cup of Nations just around the corner as well. Could that affect his departure?
I don't know. So the ankle is quite swollen now. We know that we will miss him for a couple of weeks. Now it looks like we miss him for more weeks. Yeah, it's tough because we have no profile like him. That's what I'm talking about, and all is not surprisingly that this will happen, or not the injury, but that he goes to AFCON, and it's just we missed to have the right profile in the squad to add this to our squad, and we have to deal with it. We will find solutions, but again, I think missed opportunity is not just a day in the game.
We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi Ruben, congratulations on the win. It seemed like the team were a lot more intense in the second half compared to the first half. Did you say anything in particular at half time to get that reaction?
No, just to understand, for everyone to understand the game, that I felt in the last 10 minutes of the first half, I felt that the opponent was struggling, and they would struggle in the second half, and we had that feeling that we need to do something to change the way we were playing, and was that, of course, we tried to change little things in the game, but the intensity and the quality in the way we connect, especially with Josh in our connection, was better, and that improves a lot the way we play.
You talk about those little changes. You seem to make a change at half time with Brian coming inside a little bit, maybe getting closer to Josh. Was that something that you had seen in the first half that you thought that you had to change?
I think he's not so much. I didn't say go near Josh. I just said to the players, we need to be more alive, and you can feel that. So if you are more alive, you are in more places, you are near the ball more often, and I think everyone did that. But we also need to understand that the opponent was tired also in the second half, and when you increase the rhythm and the opponent gets tired a little bit, suffers right away a goal, you felt that we had the control of the game, and that's it.
And just on Josh, it's his first Premier League goal for nearly a year. I know he's had to wait for his chance with injuries to Matthias and to Ben. How impressed were you with him today, particularly in the second half, and the way he took that goal? Yeah,
it was really important, but again, was not just the goal, even the runs behind. In the first half, he struggled on the duels, and he won some duels in the second half, and we improve a lot because of the quality of Josh in second half, and that is important for him to understand. That is not just the goal. We play better because Josh play better in the second half.
Stephen, you talked about the left wing backs at the press conference on Friday. That performance from Dallo was excellent today. How proud of you were of that display? Is that the kind of benchmark that you expect from a player in that position?
It's of course defending and attacking. If you have certain characteristics, the pace, you can go right or left, because you also can play with your left. You need to use that in every single game in Premier League, and not just one game and then we drop a little bit the level. But it's the same thing that I said with Patrick. I know they have a lot of quality. They just need to be relaxed sometimes and show that, and show the intensity and the pace that they have.
Ruben, did you believe at half-time that your side could turn things around, given some of the setbacks that this squad has had this season, particularly away from home?
I felt that because, again, I had the feeling if you see the last plays of the game, they were struggling so much to take the ball out of the box, and you can feel it the way they move, that they were getting tired for the second half, and we talk about that. And again, our pace in first half, intensity, we cannot play that like that in Premier League. So we increased that, and we had the feeling that if we score one goal, this is going to change completely. I really like also the way we controlled the game with the ball, winning the game. So we were in front, but we were not afraid of trying to score the next one and to control the ball in their half.
How do you explain that lack of intensity in the first half?
Sometimes it's a lot of things. Sometimes you don't need to move, but the pace of the ball can be better. We need to understand that Mata was the free man that had the time to think, and if you see in the second half, sometimes it was him that starts the play. All these small details, I think we improved, and when you have one play, two plays, the rhythm flows better, and you increase everything mentally and physically.
Last question for Critch.
Ruben, two set-piece goals, it's something that we've actually seen quite a lot of in the last few weeks, even the Forest and Tottenham as well. Are you putting more focus on that recently, or is it just the fruits of work?
No, we work a lot. Like we have more time to work. We work a lot, and we are learning. We learn a lot in England. I think you are used to do that, to see that. But when you come for Premier League, you learn a lot with other teams how to do it, and we are stealing a lot of things to score goals. Thank you, guys.
Mikel Arteta has made it clear that Arsenal will need to unleash their complete player against Bayern Munich. The Gunners host the German champions at the Emirates Stadium on Wednesday, and one man in particular could be decisive. Ebereki Eze, described as a very complete player by teammate Mikel Merino, is emerging as one of Arsenal's most dangerous weapons ahead of their Champions League clash with Bayern. The 27-year-old announced himself in North London with a stunning hat-trick in his first derby since arriving in a £67.5 million move from Crystal Palace. His 3 brilliant goals dismantled Tottenham, and truthfully, he could have scored even more. Mourinho believes every one of Arsenal's 8 summer signings has lifted the squad's level, helping the team build a 6-point lead at the top of the Premier League. But Wednesday's matchup is different. Bayern Munich, the reigning Bundesliga champions, represent the toughest test yet for Arteta's side. Speaking after the win over Spurs, Mourinho praised Eze's qualities and hinted at the impact he could have in such a high-stakes European battle. "We've brought in a lot of players who can make a difference. But you can see that other teams have spent big as well," the Spain international said. "Individual brilliance can win matches, sure, but in the end, it's the team that matters. If you have great players who don't connect, that's a problem. The good thing about this group is that everyone thinks about the team first." When asked about Eze specifically, Mourinho didn't hesitate. "I think he's incredibly complete. He can dribble, he can pass, and his technical quality is outstanding. In Spain, we always talk about players who can connect with others. He has that naturally. He grew up with that instinct to link play, move the ball, and build relationships on the pitch. He also has the mindset to get involved, demand the ball, and influence the game. At the same time, he's strong, he can take players on, and he can finish. He's a truly complete signing." Mourinho also touched on how the modern game often reduces players to simple numbers. "These days everyone judges players by goals and assists, that's just how it is. But as footballers, we see the deeper qualities he brings, the technique, the movement, the intelligence. Even in training, you can tell immediately how special he is. Yes, he's scoring goals, but he's much more than that. He's an exceptional player, and we're incredibly lucky to have him. He can play in several positions and adapt to different systems. He's been a huge addition for Arsenal. Beyond the technical qualities, Mourinho believes Iza's attitude, and the healthy competition within the squad, will be crucial in Arsenal's title push. You can hear the calm in Eberechi's voice and see it in the way he carries himself. He's confident, grounded, and every morning we sit together in the sauna at the training ground and talk about everything, he added with a smile. He's a great guy, already fully integrated, and we need players like him. Competition is fierce. There's so much quality in this squad. That's exactly what the manager wanted, as many top players as possible, all ready to play. It makes his decisions tough, choosing who starts and who doesn't, but it also pushes every one of us to give our best in every session. And that's why we're improving as a team. As Arsenal prepare for Bayern's arrival, Arteta is facing one of the most delicate balancing acts of the season. The squad is healthy, competition is fierce, and expectations have never been higher. But behind the scenes, there is a growing sense that Iza's versatility and calm presence may be essential against a Bayern side known for controlling the tempo in big European nights. Arteta himself has hinted at Iza's importance without naming him directly. After the Tottenham victory, the manager spoke about the need for players who can break pressure, dictate rhythm, and stay composed when the game becomes chaotic. Those inside the club believe those comments were aimed at Iza as much as anyone. The coaching staff has been particularly impressed by how quickly he has adapted to Arsenal's positional play structure, a system that demands far more tactical discipline than what he was used to at Crystal Palace. Analysts at the club point to his growing influence not only in the final third, but also in build-up phases, where his ability to glide past pressure could help Arsenal bypass Bayern's aggressive midfield line. There is also an awareness that Bayern's fullbacks tend to push high, leaving spaces between the lines. Iza's skill set, sharp turns, deceptive acceleration, and precise final balls, could be exactly what Arteta needs to exploit those gaps. Outside the club, pundits have already started circling Wednesday's match as a defining moment for the £67.5 million signing. Some believe that if Iza can impose himself on a Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich, it will confirm his arrival among Europe's elite creative players. Former players have echoed that sentiment. Several ex-Arsenal figures, speaking on television over the weekend, highlighted the need for someone who can change the temperature of the match with a moment of calm or an unexpected burst of creativity. Iza, they argued, is one of the few in the squad capable of both. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich come into the match with their own confidence. Their midfield trio has been one of the most dominant in Europe this season, and they have shown a repeated ability to suffocate opponents early. That dynamic is precisely why Arteta may lean on Iza's composure. When the game tightens, Arsenal will need a player capable of slowing it down, protecting the ball, and finding solutions in tight spaces. Within Arsenal's dressing room, Mourinho's praise reflects a broader consensus. Senior players have reportedly been struck by Iza's humility and work ethic, qualities that have helped him integrate seamlessly into a squad that already had strong internal chemistry. Staff members describe him as someone who never forces the game, and lets the match come to him, characteristics that could prove invaluable in a high-tension Champions League tie. As kickoff approaches, the narrative surrounding the match has shifted. What began as a test of Arsenal's resilience has quietly become a spotlight on whether Iza can elevate them in Europe the same way he has in the Premier League. For Arteta, the equation is simple. If Arsenal are to overcome Bayern, they will need more than intensity. They will need control. They will need creativity. And increasingly, they will need the completeness Iza brings to every phase of the pitch. Whether he starts in a wide role as a floating midfielder, or even as an interior playmaker, the expectation is the same. Iza will have to find the spaces others cannot, and influence the game in ways that statistics alone will not capture. The stakes are high, the opponent is formidable, and the spotlight is intense. But within the walls of London Coney, the belief is growing that this is exactly the kind of stage Eberechi Iza was signed for. Martin Odegaard is nearing a return to action after suffering a medial collateral ligament injury in Arsenal's 2-0 win over West Ham earlier in October. Yet, 3.5 years after Mikel Arteta named him captain, the Norwegian finds himself in an unfamiliar position. His place in the starting lineup is no longer guaranteed. For the first time since joining the club permanently from Real Madrid in August 2021, there is real debate over whether he remains an automatic choice for Arteta's 11. Odegaard, now 26, has been central to Arsenal's resurgence under Arteta, the conductor who shaped the team's rhythm through some of their most fluid football. But this season, the Gunners have been forced to navigate long stretches without their captain, first due to a shoulder issue that kept him out of 4 matches in September, and then because of a knee collision with West Ham's Crescencio Somerville that sidelined him again. And during his absence, something significant happened. Ebereki Eze stepped into the spotlight. Eze's sensational hat-trick in the North London Derby has complicated the picture. Now thriving in a central role, the England international has given Arsenal a different kind of presence around the edge of the box. A blend of unpredictability, directness, and two-footed confidence that opponents struggle to contain. He may not control games with the same metronomic precision as Odegaard, but he offers a spark, a willingness to take risks at moments when Arsenal need a jolt of creativity. After such a standout performance against Tottenham, it feels almost impossible to imagine Arteta leaving Eze out. The manager has always had a soft spot for players riding a wave of confidence, and Eze is currently surfing at full height. There was a similar situation back in September, when Mikel Merino was handed a start against Manchester City after scoring 4 times in 2 games for Spain, including a hat-trick against Turkey. Arteta doesn't hesitate to reward form. Eze has carried that form onto the international stage as well, recently scoring a stunning goal for England in a 2-0 win over Serbia in the World Cup qualifiers at Wembley. Though he can play on the left, it has always been clear that Arteta brought him to the Emirates to operate in midfield. And with Declan Rice and Martin Zubamendi near untouchable in the double pivot, the odds of Eze and Odegaard consistently starting together seem slim. That leaves Odegaard in an unfamiliar position. He needs minutes to rebuild sharpness, yet Arsenal's medical team won't rush him. The plan is likely to ease him back through short substitute appearances before restoring him to larger roles. But even once fully fit, Odegaard faces genuine competition, because Eze has shifted the landscape. His arrival has raised the team's ceiling, and his performances have earned him the right to keep his place. Before the dismantling of Tottenham, Eze had scored only twice for Arsenal, one against Port Vale in the Carabao Cup and another versus his former club Crystal Palace, a clever finish that sealed victory. Now with 5 goals across all competitions, he sits just 1 behind Odegaard's total from last season, when the captain made 45 appearances. Odegaard's 2023-24 numbers were outstanding: 11 goals, 12 assists, influence written across every competition. That is the standard he must match again if he wants to reclaim his spot, because Eze is hungry, confident, and eager to impress ahead of next summer's World Cup. Arteta will insist that Arsenal need both players at their best if they are to meet their ambitions in the months ahead. And with Kai Havertz also working his way back to full fitness, potentially slotting into midfield behind marquee striker Victor Gyökeres, the battle for places has never been fiercer at the Emirates. For Odegaard, the message is clear: he must rise to the challenge. His leadership and quality remain unquestioned, but he can no longer rely on reputation alone. If he embraces the competition and fights his way back into the side, his return could push Arsenal to even greater heights. And if the team has already reached this level without several key figures, the potential for what comes next may be even greater. Inside the club, staff members are quietly acknowledging that Arsenal are entering a new phase, one where no player, not even the captain, is immune to tactical evolution. Arteta has spent the past 2 seasons building a squad capable of sustaining pressure across multiple competitions, and the emergence of Eze is a sign that the manager's long-term planning is beginning to bear fruit. Depth is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity. But with depth comes difficult decisions. Arteta has always valued balance in midfield, and the contrasting profiles of Odegaard and Eze force him to reconsider what type of midfield best suits the team's ambitions in Europe and the Premier League. The technical control and spatial awareness that Odegaard brings have defined Arsenal's identity under Arteta. Conversely, Eze's dynamism, physical presence, and unpredictable touches give Arsenal a new dimension, especially against teams that sit deep or defend aggressively in central areas. This internal shift has also caught the attention of analysts and former players. Several pundits have begun to question whether the captaincy should guarantee a place in the lineup, especially at a club with ambitions of challenging for the Champions League. Others argue that Odegaard's leadership is too valuable to sideline, pointing to the standards he sets in training and his influence over younger players. Those debates are already spilling into the media, and they will only intensify as the season progresses. There is also the tactical question of whether Arteta might eventually experiment with a system that accommodates both Eze and Odegaard, something he briefly attempted earlier in the season during the win over West Ham. But with Rice and Zubamendi forming an almost impenetrable midfield pairing, any reshuffle risks destabilizing the defensive structure that has made Arsenal one of the most resilient teams in the league. The manager has hinted that he is open to adjustments, but only if they enhance the team's overall cohesion. For Odegaard himself, the challenge is as much psychological as it is physical. He has worked hard to cultivate an image of calm authority, a leader who raises the level of those around him through clarity and consistency. Now he must show that he can adapt, compete, and respond to adversity. His teammates still speak of him with admiration, describing him as one of the most studious and detail-oriented players at London Coney. They believe that once he regains full rhythm, he will naturally reassert his influence. Yet even they acknowledge that the landscape has shifted. One senior player privately remarked that, "The team is different now, ease has changed what we can do in the final third." That sentiment reflects not a lack of faith in Odegaard, but an understanding that Arsenal have evolved while he has been sidelined. For Arteta, the ideal scenario is straightforward: a fully fit Odegaard competing with a fully confident ease, creating a level of internal competition that lifts the entire squad. The manager often speaks about the need for healthy tension among his players, pressure that keeps standards high without fracturing unity. The arrival of Victor Gyökeres, combined with the recovery of Havertz, only amplifies that dynamic. Arsenal's season will almost certainly hinge on these midfield decisions. With Champions League knockout matches approaching and the Premier League title race tightening, Arteta must decide not only who starts, but what kind of identity he wants his team to carry into the defining months of the campaign. The next few weeks will reveal whether Odegaard's return sparks a resurgence or a battle for relevance. If he manages to reclaim his place, it could serve as a reminder of why Arteta trusted him with the armband in the first place. If he struggles, it will underline how rapidly Arsenal are progressing, and how little room there is for sentiment at the highest level. Either way, the captain's response will shape not just his future, but the trajectory of a team that believes it is on the brink of something significant.